Hello, hello! Bem-vindo a 𝙒𝙚𝙖𝙧. 𝙒𝙚𝙧 está para Voz de Juventude, podcast que está para realizar voz de nós jovens. E maneira vos usar, a minha host 𝙁𝙚𝙖𝙧, brindando-vos com outro episódio de 𝙒𝙚𝙧. Awe de nos episódio 2 de Reality Check, nós também conversar com mais estudantes na tocante na experiência, vivendo e estudando a fo, com a meta para conscientizar nos oyentes para estar mais preparados no mesmo trajeto de estudo a fo de Aruba. Awe nos está acompanhando com os guest speakers Arielle e Joshue Garcia. Hey, come by!
Hi, how are you?
How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. Lota hopi like si vos lo introduce yourselves to nos oyentes.
Of course. Should I go first?
Whoever is fine.
Okay. Sorry. Hi everyone, meu nome é Joshue Garcia, mi tenho 20 anos de idade e amo o estudante, vivendo e estudando a fora na Toronto, Canada.
Hi, mi nombre es Arielle, tenho 22 anos, estou estudando na Miami.
Okay, perfect. Well, welcome to a podcast. Danke para nos conversar com você, tocante você ervaring, estudante vivendo a fora. Quizás nós podemos começar by exploring o tema de que nós também papia awe qualta welcoming the fear, donando bem-vindo na ideia of efeito que nós lo encontrar circunstância de medo ou de incômodo. Awe, mirando o tema aqui, nós também discuss dois temas principais body essa aqui, qualta fear of discomfort, é medo de encontrar algo incômodo, pero também fear of change, é medo de encontrar cambio, qual hope de nós também ervar, ora nós vai estudar a fo, because it's gonna happen, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it will.
Exactly. So, vamos explore the first theme, qual tá fear of discomfort. Qual maneira de mencionar, é gewoon medo que nós também encontrar de estar em uma situação incômoda. Ora você tende fear of discomfort. Que coisa primeira coisa que come to mind?
Well, to me personally, whenever I read that sentence, fear of discomfort is putting myself in a situation where I know that I am going to have to be either A, comfortable with the situation I'm placed in, or
right.
B, having to learn to accept or welcome fear in a way that helps me grow as an individual. Because again, in everything that you do, you will encounter many different forms of change, and with change comes a lot of fear. So that to me is what I think of whenever I see the sentence or hear the sentence fear of discomfort.
Yes, okay. What do you think, Arielle?
At the moment, you have your comfort zone, right?
Yes.
And you're very comfortable in your comfort zone because it's your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And ora ko botingo by like a completely different situation, you have to like go somewhere else and stuff like that. It's just a complete change in that. And people really struggle with, because you are in what you feel comfortable with. Like, why would you go somewhere that you're not going to feel comfortable immediately and stuff like that? So to me, it's more about breaking out of like the bubble that we create around ourselves.
Right.
And kind of going with that.
Okay, all right. It's interesante que pueda mencionar leaving or like going outside of your comfort zone. But bring me to like the question or like the theme of leaving. Hopi viaja ora no estudiante na ta preparando pa bay afo, na ta ask themselves the question of like mi kier bay of mi kier hasia saki, ato timbia tim factor na manera família, of friends, of na circunstância que ta mane sera nan kinana na ruba, kuna ta é difícil passar afo. Ao menos aqui que você tá pensa disso aqui, se você mesma a experiência e momento na aqui, what do you guys think?
Pami, ora ko imesara ba muda ko ture ko ni anto like bota by the experience mani am to bisa kinana Aruba, we're very nurtured, we're very sheltered, anto ture yende bota papi mesmo idioma, bota papi mesmo 4 idioma na bota skakal nom nan turtura anto. You're just very comfortable around the people and your family and things that you know. The island is very small, so you know everywhere. Bayagi bike do kaminda. Anto de repente bota bayendo nung lugar ko porta bayagi bike ka ba pero manirong turista of manera Usa pa short amount of time. De repente pati viva inan, de repente pati kuta ding ervaring of like what do they say? Like an environment that you don't know it yet. And I don't know, para mí ese es algo que ese es una mi miedo. Entonces, ahora que namita ba yung lugar ko mi ako no sé tur camino and inanan like I don't know. For me, it was anything or anybody.
Right, because you really don't know anything there. Crazy. Josh, tell me.
So I would say my experience ita man base similar na ni Arielle. Again, aking nang like bukod mo familia aki, buti mo amigo na, you grew up here, you are very with your surroundings, you have like a day-to-day like schedule, and basically everything is so comfortable to yourself that moving abroad just seems like such a scary step to take. Again, it's also very exciting, right, that you're going to start a new life somewhere else. However, it is very terrifying to think that you're going to take this big step and like be outside of your comfort zone. And I remember when I was getting ready to leave, my mom was basically helping me with a lot, like making sure all my paperworks are in order. Like she was basically helping me. So I realized that even when I am preparing to go out there, she was always there like nurturing me, right? So that also gave me like, oh my God, am I like really ready? Because here I am really dependent on her, and I'm kind of still like really dependent on her. But like, the really make you think like, oh, am I ready? Like, am I ready to like leave everything that I know behind? Like, am I ready to like start off like with a clean slate, like actually like putting myself out there and like experiencing new things? So all these little things really play a big role in adapting to change and welcoming the fear. So yeah, I would say like I really sympathize with Arielle and really understand where she's coming from, because it's basically the same thing for me.
Right. Abo boso tu dos ta mencionar ku indeed nós ta bem de cultura ku ta mane nós ta senti very sheltered, mane very nurtured ku kasi tur costa waro hasi pa nós. Abo kiko ta lo qual a hasi boso senti mane okay, me ta confident, this is what I want to do, anto me ke buy a fo, I really want to go. Talking mane realization.
For me personally, yeah, there was a realization. So after I finished, after I graduated from Colegio Urbano, I was very young. I graduated when I was really young. I was not ready to go out. I graduated when I was 16. So I was like, really, I'm not ready to go out. Like I knew that like personally within myself, I'm not ready to go out. So I did a 1-year program at the University of Aruba. And the reason why I joined that program was because I didn't know what I wanted to do after I graduated from Colegio Urbano. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like everyone was ready. All my friends were ready to go to Holland. They were ready to go to America. They were ready to like leave the island and pursue their future career. And I was there, a young innocent boy, like not knowing what I was going to do. So after a lot of self-discovery and a lot of self-acceptance, I really understood what I wanted to do. Finally, I was like, yes, I'm going to pursue a career in arts, and I'm going to follow like my passion, and I'm going to do this. And that's when I realized that I am meant to become an artist, right? I'm meant to do things with art when it comes to like doing things practical with my hands and stuff. And I realized that here in Aruba I felt like I couldn't express myself to the fullest. So realizing what I wanted to do, I was, what, I have to leave, because if I am going to ever engrandecer mi mes y como persona, como artista, me tinko by a full. So that was like the realization point where I was like, yeah, I have to go out there to continue my career. Like it's just something that I have to do.
For me. For me, it was a bit different. Pasobra, minua kaba, mitad na colegio, mitad din makaba hadri. I think so. Yes, makaba hadri. Pero so that year I was already preparing to go because I went to high school. I didn't go to a university or college immediately. I went to high school first and stuff like that. And for me, that was a bit more, it was really scary. Extremely scary. Because here you are, 16 years old. And to, but I'm see, okay, I want me to buy. Lo que apuni betas, mi tata, también by high school in America, and I've been on this, I could record the sempre tatamani, like something that was up in the air. Para mí, this man is mi kabay, mi no kabay ko turikoni. He personally spoke like very highly of his high school experience, and also very highly of my high school experience. And sobra, yeah, it was just completely different. So, bueno, tabayendo, pabubay zelfstandig ainda. You're going for like, it's still going to be like a kind of like nurturing environment because like high school and college, meron ko colegio and like university, that's completely different. But for me, it was very much like, I had like issues with Dutch that I sempre mitating ka bes kumita by Amerika no tabay Holanda pas nung kami no act. Just click ko Dutch. It wasn't my best subject. It was not.
Girl, me neither. Ain't that the truth?
And like, no, this, yeah. So for me, it was like that family aspect of it, that my dad also did it. So like, why don't I do it? And nothing habodri botinko kisbo pakat. So that's what scared me a lot to like, minuto te kera kisum pakat, pues minuto te saki kumita te kera haki. It's just like, let's go to high school in Miami. So that's my own story of like why I went.
Okay. I feel like it's definitely comparable manebo ta bisa ku high school of mane school secundaria mane nos ta conocer na Aruba anto bra colegio mane no colegio sorry college of university, the completely different experience. Eta hopi diferente. Eta manebo ta bisa din school secundario ainda boting e beneficio kunata wanta bomang kunata guiabo kunata yudabo. Boyega school, university, college, ain't nobody gonna hold your hand. Echt boting ku busca bo mesum hende na of bo mesum mane quando bisa teachers docente na pa anampo do nabo sustain. It really is like that. You gotta search for it. Pero sí, echt. Awo mita pensa nos tour ora nos tour no ami no. Para mí que en boso ora boso abay afo. Boso mesta taba tamane open to learning and to starting new. Eta wata fácil pa hasi kung boso amane settle in.
Josh, you want to go first?
I was like, I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, sure. So at first, I was really in my head. Like when I first got to Toronto, I went with my mom. My mom helped me like the first 2 weeks just to settle in, to make sure that we literally made a list of things that we have to do before she left, so that way I'm comfortable. I have to thank my mom for a lot in this life, including helping me settle myself into a new country. Like I owe a lot to her. So again, when we got there, she helped. So she basically held my hand up until the last moment. Like literally when I got there, and when she had to leave, that was like, okay, I'm leaving you to be now. I helped you as much as I can. This is your time to shine. This is your time to take the wheel, Henny. Like you have to, right? So when I was there, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. Because I was like, oh my God, like, am I truly, truly ready? Like, am I truly, truly ready to be on my own completely? And then when she left, the day she left, I was alone in my room, in my dorm room. And I was just sitting on my bed and I was like, you know what, Josh? Like, you're meant to do this. Like, you are meant to be here. You are meant to continue on. You are meant for greatness. And you're here for a reason. You know, you have to continue forward, even though you're going to miss your mom, you're going to miss your family, your friends terribly, your island, but you're here for a purpose, to grow as an individual, as an artist, as a student, and you have to just continue forward. So from that moment on, I started to learn to be much more confident in my choices and really trust my instincts, and just to take everything in as a learning experience. So from that moment on, I was no longer afraid to make mistakes. I was no longer afraid to see situations with a silver lining. Like, I wasn't afraid to do things. I remember literally not too long after she left, I went for an open audition for a casting call at a modeling agency, for example. Like, these,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, honey.
So I was, I wasn't afraid to do those things anymore. Even if it came from such a small country, going into like a really big environment, an environment I'm not used to at all. So I had to learn to really be confident in myself and learn to accept things the way they are and just take things one step at a time. And eventually it all went pretty well. And I'm actually really happy with my experiences in Toronto so far.
Okay, that is very nice to hear. Wow. Arielle?
Yeah.
You see, I'm so glad that he went first because I wish my experience like as someone who as not like which was. No, for me it was a bit more complicated. Sobra mabay. And it's a completely new experience, a completely new environment, set like cultural values and stuff like that. And but the base of Miami, tamani, basta Hispanic, you still have that warmth and stuff like that, but it's just es cierto que uno home completamente diferente ko Aruba, and like I imagine Toronto, it's completely
yes, for sure.
You don't have that Hispanic warmth. So I still had that, but like for me, it was just like, gosh, like Luna, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was just questioning my choice all the time. Like for the first couple of months, I was constantly questioning, like, did I do the right thing? Am I, like, is it okay that I'm here? Like, should I have done this? And though, like, makaba colegio, makaba hadri, and though no acaba full colegio, and though I was si algo by fault, and though these are all the things that go through your head. And though, like, I remember the first day, like, because in high school you still have like school assemblies and stuff like that. I was in the school assembly, and I did not know a single person. That was so scary. Pero I think that's the part that scares people the most, not knowing anyone. But we don't realize how easy it is to just go up and talk to someone.
Yeah.
Like that is all. You go up and talk to someone. Like 9 out of 10 times they're gonna be super nice to you, and like you're just gonna have like a conversation with the person, and then you just keep doing that until like fall back on. And I think a lot of people are scared to just go up to someone and say hi, like how are you and stuff like that. And it's just, I think that's something really, really important that you learn. Because like we're social creatures. We want to be social with each other. And as much as we want to be on our phones, con los amigos nan di Aruba, anto conoce kaba, like if you want to succeed in a situation, like no one around you, you have to get to know people.
Yeah.
And for me, the first 2 months, makai hopi riba a guidance counselor that I had. And I limited in college, so you still get different like counselors and stuff like that you can talk to, even in college. But like college versus high school for me, like I felt really like on my guidance counselors and stuff like that, and just had conversations with them and like the choices that I made and stuff like that. And tiki like it doesn't happen, like for me at least, it didn't happen automatically. I was like, okay, like I did it. I made the right decision, and like this is good. But it happens little by little, and then you start like okay, I'm here now, and this is the decision that I made, and I'm going to make the best out of it.
Yes.
So,
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. É importante que você mencionar make new circles. Você seta algo que você aguantabo on guard, que você tem que você support po. Awo hopi biyaha a nós tabisa ku vai conhecer gente novo. Qual tá óbvio. Você tem new place, você tem que conhecer gente novo. Você não ahaya ku so tihena sabi sa ku, when you get to a new place, maybe it's better pa bo no man di biyaha connectabo mes ko hen nang di una bota bing, because eore bo nota sali afo bota queda bosa de comfort zone the people that you know from Aruba anto bo nota really flourish, so bota tadi un kring ku pokono se kaba of di hinan ku tabing di unda apo tabing. Kiko boso ta pensa di sa, ki bosta haya ita beneficial pa distance po mes, di hinan bi unda abo mes tabini for a time, pabo po get comfortable and get going. What do you think?
Arielle first.
I didn't really have a choice. I had no choice in the matter. I'm not the kono se ningkong Rubiano. Ranti mi, bring me Arielle. Like, listen, I went to a high school that was 800 kids. They were all American. So, that thing Rubiano. That thing Rubiano ranti mi. So the only times I spoke with Femento were when I called someone from back home or when I called my parents or stuff like that. And yeah, that really, really, like, I was forced. I was like into like the Americans and stuff like that, or like the people who were there to like make new friends and stuff like that. But nothing a comfort in a fall back on. And I think maybe that's a little bit more scary who hindi ta comfortable with, you know. But ora babay hulaan ko turikoni, it's very easy to just find someone there. Kung portano to ni Rubiano, di ko and Antiano, and they still speak Papiamento, and you still feel that comfort and stuff like that. And it's very easy. Because baka sali kayo ba comfort zone ka ba, right? You're in a brand new place. You're in a brand new setting. School novo, lugar novo, no conoce casi nada. Anto, promekos ko buta busca back that like more of that comfort that you just left.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just fall back, riba, amigo na Rubiano, amigo na Antiano, people that you already know. Pero buta limitando bo mes di hindi nang kubupo conoce ahora kinang.
Yeah.
No, that's already. I don't know, for me, I was forced to do so. But I think when you have the choice to do so, you should also choose to like, okay, bara, mita, like, hindi ko Rubiano no, or mita absentee, like, homesick, turikoni, pero try to also make new friends because it's very beneficial to you in the area that you're in and stuff like that. But hindi ron, tibo ko tambi conoce area, because maybe then, like, sibuta ko, like, people that you already know and they come from the same place, maybe they don't know the area as well. Maybe you won't get new experiences. Maybe you won't go to new places and stuff like that and see things in a different way. I don't know. That is my hot take on it. Josh.
I honestly agree with you. I think it's important for just newcomers to don't be afraid to put themselves out there. I feel like going to a new country, you have to be willing to, put yourself out there and get to know new people, get to be comfortable with the feeling of not being comfortable. So be willing to put yourself out there into a new group of friends, Getting to know new people is so much fun. It's honestly so much fun to see people come from many different backgrounds, get to see people's many different perspectives on lives, and just hearing other people's story is just so nice. And it's so interesting to see that even though we all live on the same planet, we all have many different experiences coming from many different backgrounds. So I think it's really important for a newcomer, a new student coming to a new country to put themselves out there and get to know new people that aren't from the same country that they are. However, when I went to Toronto, I went with a friend. So we were actually two. We were actually two Arubans going to Toronto not for the first time, but going to live there.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have her as my comfort buddy. Basically, we had each other. I remember when I went to the modeling agency casting, for example, I took her with me. So we basically had each other's back. And even though we had each other's back and even though we spent a lot of time together, the both of us basically found our own way when we were there. So the both of us, we kind of realized even though we love each other dearly, and I will forever be so grateful for her, also had to learn to put ourselves out there, either in the classroom, getting to know new friends, go to rest parties or dorm parties or whatever, get to, have a little bit of fun and get to know new people. That part of your journey is super, super, super important, because college life, university life is honestly one of the best moments of a student's life, or I would say a person's life, honestly, getting to know new people and experiencing new things. So I think it's a very, very, very important for newcomers and new students to really put themselves out there and get to know new people and just share experience.
Bosa, me te echt de acuerdo com tudo o qual você bisa tocante inner circles and the friends que você tem de encontrar, because that really helps you grow as a person. Se botin bo circle of friends que bo conhece de que riba acaba, eta vai hasi que bo não tá permitindo bo mês para crescer, because bo tá just stay de omgeving com gente que bo conhece, que tá basically bem de onde abo tá bem. Então, é important para integrate, conhecer com gente na novo, even if it is very uncomfortable. But beyond the permitting yourself to grow, is say eigenlijk me quero touch a little bit upon. So, Misako, ora boso abay afo. Ito a very difficult journey. Awo tawad ting momento nang kubosta mane, okay, this is my time, and from now on, mi tawag kumisa permiti mi mis pakrese, door di hasi isaki, door di purba isaki, door di doing these things.
Again, when I went there, everything was very scary at first until I realized that I have to be able to permit myself to new experiences and permit myself to experience new things.
Right.
I would say my journey there has been honestly quite, I wouldn't say easy because nothing comes easy in life, but I would say that my journey there was very, it helped me grow a lot as an individual. Again, I feel like everyone in life experiences a downfall now and then, or, you know, some people I feel like everyone experiences some sort of, I would say, how do we say this properly? I just feel like a lot of people sometimes you feel as if you're not doing enough, or you're not, you're putting a lot out there, but it's still not what you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not feeling the satisfaction of putting enough work out there, or you feel as if you're not enough, stuff like that. So I feel like those moments of having or feeling as if you're not enough, or feeling as if, you know, I've reached like my weakest point, that also helps to build character. I've had a lot of moments out there where I felt, oh my God, I'm never going to make it. Oh my God, I'm not going to do this. Oh my God, this is not what I imagined. You know, like I've experienced some sort of like a roller coaster ride, right? You go up, then you go down, you go up, but down, right? So I've experienced some going down, like really like down. And afterwards, I realized that I always came out of that situation stronger. So those moments, I also feel like you have to feel down sometimes in order to get back up. So all of the process of going through happiness, sad, anger, all of these emotions that come with this new roller coaster ride is going to help you and permit yourself to grow as an individual, as a person. So I would give new students that advice as well, is to don't beat up yourself because you've made a mistake, or you feel at your worst, or, you know, you feel sad today, or something happened that you don't feel at your best. Allow those emotions and welcome those emotions in your journey, because every single part of this journey will shape the person that you are, and you will come out of it stronger, better, and just ready to take on new things. So that's my point of view on the subject.
We talk about character building, and developing your own character and stuff like that. What did they say? It's challenging, right? Because again, like, this is a moment where you're gonna like self-reflect on later, and you're gonna look back at things and be like, wow, like I did this way. And I think ora bumuda, or when you move somewhere, when you go somewhere, when you are out of your comfort zone, it's very hard to kind of look at yourself and be like, okay, like what am I gonna do now, or like what is like the next step, kind of. And then it's a moment of self-reflection on like, oh, okay, like what are my interests, what are my values, what are like the things that I put like most important in my life and like value the most, and kind of go off of that as what you're going to base yourself on. So like for me, when I moved there, it was difficult, right? Difficult. And what helped me was kind of like getting to know myself. And it's a new experience, right? Because you've never had to really do that before.
Mm-hmm.
And that you get to know yourself in a new perspective, in a new way. And then you can look at, okay, this is what I really, really value. And this is kind of like, that's how I found a lot of my friends. Like I went into clubs and stuff like that because of the things that I really valued and things that were really important to me. And it's a moment of self-growth because you get to then like not pick and choose, but like you get to weigh your own values and stuff like that. And I mean, it helps you in a character building way because like, that becomes what you value the most and like what becomes important to you. And it's okay to make mistakes and stuff like that when you're first going through that and you're like, okay, like this is really important to me. And then later on you're like, oh, but this wasn't really like that important. But in like it's important to also like be in the moment of like this is important to me now. And later on you might look back at it and be like, that wasn't that important, but at that moment in my life that was really, really important.
Yeah.
So things like that, and don't be afraid to like make mistakes. We all make mistakes all the time.
Exactly.
20 times a day, I swear to you. But it's very important to not be afraid to make mistakes. We want to like do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Like the first time that we do something, we want to be perfect at it. We want to do everything like flawlessly. We want to be the best at it.
Yes.
And it's very not realistic.
It's not like that.
But you really do get a knack for things after a while, and like then like because you're not good at something, maybe then it causes you to be like, okay, maybe this is not like the path that I want to go into then.
Yeah.
Because like, you can say Venera, like for example, your I'm at a loss for words. The degree that you're going towards, your occupation and stuff like that, things that you want to go towards, like you want to go to medical school, but you hate the study. Pero like and it happens a lot, right? And you think it's something that it's not, and then you go and then you start doing the classes and stuff like that, and you're really like, wow, I really hate this. It's really miserable. And then like telling yourself that it's okay, that even though like you went to do something specific, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to like, you know, do something different. Like I went and I wanted to do international business. And then like in the back of my mind, I was always like, yeah, I want to do international business. But I never let that tiny little voice like actually tell me that like, hey, you hate math. And then you get there and it's like all math and you're like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. And then like that really builds character. That really builds like, okay, I have dedicated some time to this and I'm gonna have to be okay with dedicating more time to something else and like tackling door na algo otro and stuff like that. And it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be like, okay, I said I was gonna do this, so I have to. Growth, change, all of it is like it's part of life.
Yeah.
You know? Like that is mine.
Yes, absolutely. Midahayad, ita isa kita algo tambe ko come up ding last episode kung nos ting cultura di gewoon if something bad happens but on failure. Anto enomes te tasina, si kos na bay bong, it's okay. Ting diferente opleiding kubo potuma, but a young ainda, there are different things kubo pohasi ainda, kubo postige get back up, get on the road, do what you want to do. It's okay. It's totally fine. Hi guys, nos llega na final de part 1 de episode Welcoming the Fear. Una con sa papi ko Joshue y Arielle tocante de tópico de fear of discomfort, e miedo con nos tem de encontrar situação incômodo. Then part 2 de episode aqui, nos la papi tocante de tema de fear of change, e miedo con nos tem de encontrar cambio. Hey, prometo babai, danke pa escucha e episode aqui. Se abo a guste e a haye interessante, check out nos outros episodes riba YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast e Google Podcast.